The Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David case makes me sick to my stomach. We are in the pretrial currently. Right now, they are not streaming anything. However, it is important all the evidence that is presented over the next couple days. Yesterday was the first day, and the rest of this week is going to put into motion an upcoming possible death penalty trial for the artist David. And yesterday in court, they were able to, prosecutors showed the very first time anyone has seen the actual crime scene photos and the photos of Celeste's body. So not only was she stabbed to death, then she was brutally dismembered, her body dismembered. That finger with the matching tattoo, they still cannot find that finger. And then she was put into cadaver bags, stuffed into the trunk of his Tesla, and then left for dead, left for nothingness, left for, it doesn't even matter. She's no one. She's just a 14-year-old girl that no one's going to miss. And that shit makes me sick. And for the very first time, everyone in that courtroom got to see the photos of Celeste's body. And you got to remember, not only was she killed, she was dismembered. And then she had decomposed for at least a month, possibly 3-4 months before her body was ever even recovered from the Tesla. So I have notes in front of me. I'm going to go over them. The biggest thing that happened in court yesterday was them showing the photos of her body, and her mother and father were in the courtroom for it. Her mother was noted to have obviously a gut-wrenching reaction, covered her face, head down, crying, sobbing. It is reported that in the courtroom, when these photos were being shown, basically the whole courtroom just stopped. Like, everyone in there is no longer writing. Everyone in there is no longer making noises. People are just in shock and in horror. So a few important things to go over. 3 witnesses were called on behalf of this pretrial. We had 2 investigators that were called to the stand to go over what they knew evidence-wise. One being an investigator who was sent out to the tow yard back in September 2025. So one of the first people to get there to see this poor girl's body, okay? He took to the stand in this pretrial. They also showed body cam footage of another investigator who, back in, I believe this was February 2024, when she was reported missing by her family, they had gone out because her family said, we believe she's with this guy, or we believe he has something to do with her being missing, David. They go out to his home. We had talked about it before. There's body cam footage of them being like, hey, do you know this girl? And immediately we're going to be able to, hopefully if they stream the trial live, like see this like for ourselves. He goes into, I thought she was 18 years old. I haven't seen her in months. Now, mind you, at that point in time, they're shacked up and they're together. He is actively engaging in sexual acts with her. They are in this, whatever you would call relationship. To me, I ain't calling it a relationship. She's 13 years old at the time. At that time, she was 13 and under. Okay, so he's a sick fuck. He's not getting a pass from me. I know the language is a little rough sometimes here, but it is what it is. Then they had another witness come in, and that is his, I believe, like financial advisor. So between the years of 2023 and 2025, he ranked in about $11 million. Now, this is important. Why? Because if this is definitely, in my opinion, going to trial, but not only if it goes to trial, you have the ability for the death penalty on the table. What would make it more of a death penalty murder case, right? For sentencing reasons? Well, you have those special circumstances, and there are a couple special circumstances. One of them is murdering a witness. The motive is financial gain, and then you have the lying in wait. She takes that Uber to his home. He ambushes her. He stabs her to death. Then he dismembers her body and kills her. And they are saying the main motive for this entire murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez is because he was trying to cut her off. She had threatened to go to authorities or to blow up his spot, if you will. And because of that, and because of all the money he was intaking over these past couple years, he then took her life. They also showed a video. They have video surveillance of David taking that Tesla, driving it to the street where he abandoned the Tesla at, and parking it there. That Tesla did not move for another month before eventually they towed it, right? He is caught on video surveillance taking the Tesla there, and whose body was in the trunk of that Tesla? Dismembered. Celeste Rivas Hernandez. This dude is cooked. I know a lot of people liked his music and all that. Separate the artist from the murderer. He is a piece of shit. Okay, moving on. So they go over the body cam footage too. I thought she's 18. Mind you, they're informing him like, hey, she's 13. She might have even been a little younger than 13 at the time. So then they go over evidence of text messages, and they show in court, and they show the judge, and they show everyone in the room that him and Celeste Rivas Hernandez were texting back and forth about Plan B. He was sexually active with her, which that is another one of the charges in this entire situation. He's also being charged with the sexual ongoing abuse of a child under 14 years old. There was one more thing that did happen that I will tell you guys. So his defense team had put in a motion to the judge, and the judge did kind of a compromise on this. They had asked like, hey, can you remove his handcuffs and can you remove the cuffs from the waist down, the shackles from the waist down while we are in court? That way, a jury is not looking at our client or the defendant in this case and just presuming them to be guilty, because it can give the illusion of guilt, right? When you see someone's handcuffed and they're shackled up and they're sitting there, it can kind of give you this bias, and you want evidence to prove innocence or guilt, and you don't really want anything else interfering. Well, the judge did a little compromise situation, was like, this is what we're going to do. We will take off the handcuffs from the hands. However, we will leave from the waist to the feet shackled. I'm going to remove here, and the reason we're going to do that is so that way, if your client and this defendant in this case would like to write notes back and forth, which you see a lot in trials, to communicate with their attorneys, they can do that freely, but we're not getting rid of all of it. And that's kind of just what happened. The more you know, the more I know, the more we know moving forward. And on another note, we'll see what happens. I'll be back in court in a little bit. I'll try to update you guys later on. I am flying out to Florida first thing in the morning tomorrow. I have a insanely busy weekend. My kids are competing. If you didn't know, we made a video. If you guys would like to donate to them, it's a huge tournament. It's a huge competition. It's a lot going on, but I'm going to try my very, very best while I am away down in Orlando to still give you guys updates as they are rolling in while I'm away, because I think it's important. And no matter what, as soon as if this goes to trial, which I'm pretty sure it's going to, I will give you full trial recaps the moment it happens. You got to be a sick, cold, very calculated, detached type of human being to be able to set up a 14-year-old girl and lure her to her death in the way that he lured her to her death. Not only did you send her and bring her to you, you literally attacked her, killed her, and then completely dismembered her body. Put her in bags, and then shoved her in the trunk of a car to decompose and rot. Like, there is something just so cold about it. And so that's all I have for now. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I will catch you on the next one, and I will see you guys soon.